Greetings, everybody, and welcome to the HQTA podcast, where we ask the questions that offend and enlighten. I'm joined today by my fellow co-hosts, Ethan.
What's up, guys?
And Sean.
Hello. Who are you?
Me? Oh, of course, I forgot to say. My name is Eric. Hello, everybody, and welcome back.
So this podcast,
What do we do?
We answer questions with answers.
We ask questions first.
Right, and then we answer them.
And then we answer them.
Okay.
Anyways, so to recap on our discussion thus far, we ask questions and then answer them. You might be wondering...
In that order.
Yes. You might be wondering what the big attraction to this podcast is. Well, you're about to get a taste of it. Who wants to start us off?
Am I starting us off?
Yeah, start us off.
All right. Would you rather poop out, or shit out, 400,000 gallons of mayonnaise, or one Shuriken?
That's an arbitrary amount of gallons of mayonnaise.
So I assume it's in one sitting?
Yes, one sitting.
Okay, so is something breaking the laws of physics in your stomach that you're just able to mass produce this mayonnaise, or is it being poured down your gullet and it's just being forced down your system?
Like through an NG tube.
You're just there's no physics behind it or anything. Somehow, you're not like backed up with 400,000 gallons of mayonnaise. Just 400,000 gallons of mayonnaise is going to come out of you.
So basically what Ethan is saying is, Sean, don't ask questions, just answer the question.
We got some smart people listening to this podcast. They're going to be wondering.
I doubt that.
They're going to be doing the equations behind this.
No offense.
Okay.
All right.
4,000 gallons.
400,000. Again, an arbitrary...
What's the velocity on that baby that's coming
mayonnaise.
Well, it's mayonnaise, and mayonnaise is pretty slow, so you're going to be sitting there a while as it oozes out of you.
All right.
And for those of you who aren't familiar with the Japanese term Shuriken, you said Shuriken, right? Yes. It is, in fact... Go ahead, Ethan.
It's a throwing star.
It's a ninja star, yeah. So, Sean, you raise a good point. The velocity, because the velocity would determine how long one would be
sitting there.
Yeah.
I assume
with this mayonnaise pouring
you would
out
probably
of
have to be perched on the side of a valley or a ravine,
like the Grand Canyon,
because
otherwise there would be a high
if you're in an
flooding.
enclosed bathroom, you're gonna drown.
In which case, I would pick the Shuriken.
Yeah, unless
you're just gonna have to do a lot of courtesy flushes.
That's a lot.
Good God, there's not enough flushes in the world.
That's like 400,000 courtesy flushes at least.
This is gonna that's gonna take you
That's
days. Right?
exactly my point. Yeah, you would be shitting mayonnaise for several days, or you could suffer the consequences of having shat out a rigid, sharp piece of metal out of your rectum.
Correct.
So it's like one moment of severe pain.
It's not a moment. Do you know what a Shuriken is?
Yes. Okay, well,
it's going to be
a moment relative to the days it's going to take for you to pump out
400,000
metric tons of mayonnaise out of you.
Correct.
Let's see. So the mayonnaise, it would be...
Hold on.
Okay.
Before we go there, let's break down the math a little bit.
Okay.
Let's say, at best, one can shit about 4 gallons of mayonnaise per day, because this is a thick, viscous sockwood, basically. In which case, this would take 100,000 days, which would be more than a lifetime.
All right, it's.
We need to understand the repercussions of this decision.
All right, it's not going to take you any longer than 5 days.
Okay.
That changes things.
So that means it's going to be coming out at a high velocity.
Yes.
Oh boy. So yeah, you couldn't do this. You couldn't do this in a normal bathroom.
There's no break, by the way.
So once it starts,
once it starts coming out, it's not done until it finishes.
Oh dear God. I might just like lay on my back and let it shoot out and be like a slippery side where it's like a jetpack and it's just like shooting me all over the place.
So, do we need to be concerned about a risk of bowel perforation with this massive quantity of sockwood coming out of us?
No. It's just straight up, you're not really even straining too much. It's just pouring out.
However, the risk of bowel perforation with defecating a shuriken is certain.
Most definitely.
Most definitely.
Yes, your bowels are going. You're going to get some bleeding. You're going to get some internal damage with the shuriken.
You're being ripped to shreds.
Bring on the mayonnaise.
You're getting torn a new asshole.
Bring on the mayonnaise.
God, but so it's gonna be basically 5 days of nonstop shitting, or like one push, and it's gonna be painful as hell.
See,
but then you have to go to like the hospital.
See, what I did here was I claimed the obvious answer before Sean could, and forced him to become the devil's advocate for shitting a shuriken.
It could have its advantages.
I doubt that.
All right,
there's once your 5 days of
here we go.
Defecating mayonnaise is over, it's over.
Here we go. The mayonnaise is coming out at a very high velocity, correct?
Yes.
So I'm going to base the assumption that shuriken is shooting out at a high velocity as well.
Correct? No. These are two different circumstances. The shuriken.
So the shuriken you're having to push out manually, like a regular turd.
Well, it's getting caught on things as it's like poking inside you.
The shuriken is spinning.
Spinning like a top inside you.
One of those new fidget wheels. That's what it's looking like inside you.
Okay, well that took away one of the only benefits I was about to go for the shuriken. I'm thinking though, if you can do this in public somehow, that you can make a name for yourself. Like you make a scene, people come around you squat down, you pass the shuriken, and then you throw it, and it like nicks somebody, and it's got blood and feces all over it, and then you run away. You're gonna make some news, and you're gonna be like a badass. You're like you shoot stars. Shit stars.
No, on the other hand, 400,000 gallons of mayonnaise is without a doubt a Guinness Book of World Record. So either way, you're going to be famous.
But that mayonnaise is gonna go bad real quick.
That's a good point.
You're probably
not going to go on.
You're probably gonna be
sandwiches.
outside.
You can make that one good slip and slide.
One good slip inside. You could be like but who's gonna want to come and
no, not come. Sean.
Yeah.
Mayonnaise.
Who's gonna want to arrive? Who's gonna want to arrive and start slipping and sliding on mayonnaise? Again, they'd probably happen outside. Who the hell wants to go like, hey, come on, kids, let's go bask in this lake of mayonnaise that came shooting out of this guy's asshole?
It depends on whose asshole.
Your asshole.
You have the person behind a wall or something, and then you have his ass hanging out, and then it's coming out, and then it's on a hill. You don't see what's coming on; you just see what's coming out.
So it's
you
like
just slide down.
A slip and slide fun glory hole type thing going on here, where you just stick an ass through a hole and you shoot out mayonnaise.
Yes.
But why can't
I like how
you guys are playing up this mayonnaise, and you're completely shitting on, pun intended, the shuriken, where you're not coming up with any benefits at all to it.
For a moment we got on like a nice 3-minute tangent of the slip and slide and forgot all about the shuriken.
See, you guys, sometimes you need a little bit of pain to get the reward.
That is you need to think long-term consequences. Again, once the mayonnaise is over, it's over. Once you're done with that shuriken, no matter how cool people think
here we go.
You're still going to die.
That we're talking about like warehouses full of mayonnaise. Do you think the authorities are going to be just cool with you just shitting this as you walk around for 5 days straight, just pouring out of you like a fucking fire hose all over the place? It's going over everywhere. There's not enough street cleaners to get all this shit up. The county workers aren't going to come and sweep it up. There's not enough mops.
It will likely evaporate with the sun.
No, it'll turn into curdled, nasty cheese-like substance probably. And it'll make your town smell like absolute ass. Or you can do the decent thing and just shit out a shuriken. You get a little bit ouchy, but you make a scene. You set up a GoFundMe, say like, hey, give me $10,000 because I shat out a frickin' throwing star here. You get patched up, and you're good to go, and you don't have to, you just get it over with. Get it over with.
You could go fund 400,000 gallons of mayonnaise too.
How are you gonna be typing with that shooting out of your ass?
I'm sticking with mayonnaise.
I'm biting the bullet. I'm gonna shoot out that Shuriken. I'll think of a way to make a public scene or get some type of attention. I'm gonna get sewn back up, and I'll be on my way. While I'm walking to my work, and I see you going down the street, just shooting that white liquidy shit all over the place. Yeah, have a good week, buddy.
All right, since we got a 1-to-1 here, I'm going to go with the tiebreaker, and I will side with Eric on the mayonnaise.
Pussies.
It's the rational thing to do. Siding with Eric, not shitting out 400,000 gallons of mayo.
All right, I know some of you listeners out there are on my side on this, so hit us up. Let us know what you do. So you know the deal. Hit us up on Twitter, Instagram, HQTA Podcast, and let us know your opinion. Would you rather shoot out thousands of, was it pounds or tons?
400,000 gallons. We're talking volume.
Okay. 400,000 gallons of mayonnaise, or would you rather shit out one Shuriken? Let us know. All right, guys, so we answered that question. Split between me and Eric, and then Ethan came in with his biased-ass attitude. So ignore that. Let us know what you think. And Eric, why don't you shoot us a hard question over here, and we'll give some tough answers.
So the question I posed to you guys is, which of the following scenarios would you rather endure? Holding your hand on a hot stove for 15 seconds, or having a nude Rosie O'Donnell lie on top of you for 15 minutes. Take the floor.
Is she looking at me?
Yes, I forgot to add that in. Yes, you are face to face with Rosie O'Donnell.
That changes things.
And I can't look away?
No, and she's very happy to see you.
Hot stove.
Permanent damage on your hand for 15 seconds.
Or permanent mental damage by having nasty-ass Rosie O'Donnell lying face-to-face on top of you. Which could potentially have some physical damage as well. She's rather large.
Is she doing anything while she's laying on top of you, or is she just laying on top of you?
Did I mention she's nude? I mentioned that, right?
I think we already mentally blocked that out, but thanks for bringing that up again.
Yes, she's nude. And no, you're just gazing deeply into each other's eyes for 15 minutes while trying to breathe.
So no accidental slipping in or anything? Nothing's getting into any holes?
Nothing provocative going on.
Nothing provocative. This one is purely PG-13 or 14.
I have to. So you have the short term burning yourself, very painful, but eventually you get over it. On the flip side, you could have some long-term scarring of having a naked woman that you don't find attractive laying on top of you for an extended period of time.
Correct. However, 15 seconds on a hot stove could cause long-term damage to your hand as well.
I guess you could lose your hand.
I think you would not have a hand after that, or you wouldn't have a functioning hand after that.
Right. I guess a standard person can't even leave their hand on a stove for a fraction of a second.
There's nothing good out of any of these that could come of it. There's no,
the only thing I think, if you could...
I don't think there's a positive spin that you could put on one of these.
Maybe if it's not, like, burning completely through your skin, if you leave your hand on the stove... And,
how's it not burning between...
I mean, like okay, so it's burning, but it's not...
You're trying to put that positive spin on it.
I'm trying to put a positive spin on this. You won't have fingerprints afterwards, which could come in handy. So, can I do 7.5 seconds per hand?
Certainly.
Okay, so that changes things. So I'm going to have two burnt-ass hands, but they might have like that nice little baby skin look that some burns have. No fingerprints. I get to wear some cool-ass gloves.
Is still, though, 7.5 seconds too long? I think there's still a significant amount of damage that can happen in 7.5 seconds per hand.
Right. Well, we don't know the exact temperature, so I assume it's pretty hot.
It's like a moderate to high.
Okay. All right. So it's not high. I would probably have to get someone to hold my hands down in that case.
No, your body won't let you hold your own hands down that long on a stove. You would definitely have to be restrained.
Holding your hands down is not the question. So once
so it's just your hands are burning on the hot stove.
Yeah, you don't have to.
The mechanics don't matter.
Mentally keep your hand there.
Okay, so that changes things.
Just pinned against the stove. Moderate to high temperature, 7.5 seconds per hand or 15 seconds on one.
Okay. So then I just have to put up with the pain. I don't have to put up with the focusing on trying to keep my hands there.
Correct. Google Rosie O'Donnell's body weight real quick. Let's look at both sides of this, because this could cause some very significant pulmonary damage.
Right. And I assume this is like early morning, no makeup.
Yes.
After a rough night of drinking and tumbling in the dirt.
Or whatever she does on her weekends.
Yeah. Normal Tuesday night.
Yeah. It's got to be out there.
Well, this is from a long time ago, so she's probably packed on more since then. But according to this, she's at 202 with a 38D bra size, 18 dress size. Oh, and her hair is dark brown, according to this description. My guess is, though, it's a little more robust since then.
When was that?
This was November of 2015.
2015. So she's had a couple years.
Yeah, she's had a couple years to tack on here. I'm seeing
202 is hefty.
Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of articles of her losing weight. Like I've got like 53 pounds. I got another one that says 64 pounds.
All right,
weight
so
loss.
she's big.
But she's big.
We don't need the exact number. She's basically just a large, unattractive, potentially sweaty, dirty, nasty-looking woman. So is anyone aware of this? Is this just like a personal thing between me and her?
I mean, she's a celebrity. The world's aware of everything that celebrities do. So it would eventually leak.
Okay. Actually, that changes things for the better, because you might get shit on by your friends for being the guy that Rosie O'Donnell likes to lay on naked. She's a lesbian, correct?
Perhaps. I'm not really sure. I didn't think of that.
I'm pretty sure she is,
Yeah.
or she's...
I'm not up to date, but...
I think she's batting for the other team, or the same team, or whatever the expression is these days.
So there wouldn't be any... You could be a type of celebrity, just being like, and here is Rosie O'Donnell with her bed buddy, you know, or her human mattress.
Is that the kind of publicity you want?
Depends on how much money I can get out of it.
I don't think you get much out of it.
I might be able to get a few talk shows or something.
Yeah.
A few photo arrangements.
You'll go on The View where she's a host, and that's it. I don't think anybody else is going to want airtime with you.
That's true. But
look at that How About That girl. She did less than nothing, and she's famous.
Exactly.
So, I mean, being under Rosie O'Donnell's incredible bulk for 15 minutes, that's also has to be a record.
No one has survived. You'll be the first.
It's like a rodeo to see how many can you last. All right, so I mean, it's a very awkward situation. It might ruin, if the rumor gets out or if the news gets out, you'll probably get made fun of a little bit.
I think what you said earlier is like the main factor. So one, which is the Rosie O'Donnell scenario, is more of a mental factor.
Right. While
the stove is more of a physical factor, because the mental factor is taken out where you have to keep your hand on there. It's being held on there for you.
Yes.
So it's physical versus mental.
And you would say, well, it's easy to go through Rosie O'Donnell, but it's still 15 minutes over 7.5 seconds potentially.
Straight eye stare. Yeah. With hungry eyes playing in the background.
Can you have a few drinks beforehand?
Sure, why not?
Okay.
That lessens things.
Yeah,
a little bit.
I mean, I
get a little liquid courage.
Is as much as really no one wants to have a naked, unattractive person, regardless of who it is, lay on top of them, especially even have a few drinks. I think that is significantly better than probably one of the worst feeling things ever, and getting burnt, especially for seconds, which seems like an eternity when you can smell your skin sizzling off. So I'm gonna bite the big bullet, and I'm gonna have Rosie O'Donnell lay on top of me for 15 minutes.
You know,
And then try and contain your erection.
contain it.
Containment failed.
Dice roll 1. Critical fail. I would definitely have to go with the same thing though. There's no way. I mean, it's 15 minutes, but then I feel like at some point in my life I can get over it. Maybe some hard psych evaluations and therapy, and then medication. Eventually, maybe 20 years down the road, I'll get over it. But burnt up hands, I don't think I could ever recover from that. So I'll settle with the 15 minutes.
So be it. Your funeral. So it looks like these two gentlemen want to have a nude Rosie O'Donnell lay on top of them for 15
It's not about want.
unbearable minutes.
It's about the lesser of two evils, as always with this podcast. Don't twist our words.
So yeah, when it comes to this, give us your feedback on that, whether it be on our Instagram or email us at hqtapodcast@gmail.com or at our Twitter link, HQTA Podcast. All right, so that'll wrap up things for this episode, guys. Once again, thank you for listening. Hope to hear y'all or have y'all listen to us on the next episode.
There we go. We'll get the hang of it.
One of these days we'll nail the intro and outro. Well, anyway, if you have any questions or interesting questions you want to have us answer, again, our email is hqtapodcast@gmail.com, and our Twitter handle is hqtapodcast. Until next time, guys, take it easy.
See ya.
Bye.